Hello, my Taurus and Taurus rising friends. Sandra from ForYourTree.com, and this is your monthly outlook with me for the first 6 houses of my 12-house spread for November 2020. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you have not subscribed, please do. I do 2 drawings a month. The first drawing that I've done for a while now is a zodiac drawing, and this month the winner was Leo. So you guys can check that out. Please share it with your Leo friends, Leo rising friends. I also do a second drawing every month that involves drawing a lucky YouTube subscriber to win a free email reading with me with the cards of truth. The cards of truth are very different than the tarot spreads that I do. They are shockingly detailed and accurate, which is why I give one away a month. Also, don't forget to make sure that your settings, your YouTube settings for your subscriptions are made public. If they are private, I cannot see the name of your YouTube channel on my end. You would be surprised how many people do not have those settings public. And also don't forget to click the notification bell because I do announce those winners in one of my weekly collective videos, and you never know when I'm going to announce it, so make sure that you're watching that closely and you don't miss one of those videos. All right, I think I'm done with the announcements here. As we know on YouTube, we go through the first 6 houses here for free. The remainder of the reading will be in the extended below in the description box. There will be a Vimeo link contained therein. First house, wow. So I just got done doing the Gemini video. Gemini's got the same card in this house. This is the only card that you guys share in the 12-house spread. I had to make sure. So why I'm saying that is because if you have a Gemini in your chart, if you are a Taurus with a Gemini rising or vice versa, you are really, really going to want to get some rest because you do look exceedingly tired, even more so than usual at the beginning of November, particularly the first week. If you find yourself having insomnia, we have an angel card message here that says yoga will help you. There is something about clearing out a blocked channel of energy, a blocked chakra, and yoga is the only exercise that I've heard of that clears all of your chakras out and you will sleep better. That was an important message for somebody out there. Okay, second house, possessions and finances. Wow, you have the universe, and the universe is the best card in the whole deck. It means that you simply need to open your arms and give gratitude to all of the goodies that the universe has to offer you, and make sure you're remaining in a gratitude state, because the more you are grateful for what you have, the more goodies you can receive. You are opening yourself up to receive in that way of gratitude. Okay? Now, there's also something about the end of a cycle here. Carissa, we have in your second house. And Carissa says you are at the end of a cycle in your life. Now, remember, this house is related to money and your stuff. Call upon your angels to guide and comfort you at this time and take you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. So if you have ended a job, or perhaps perhaps somebody has retired here and you're moving on to what's next. I don't really see the Taurus just sitting around watching TV. You're going to want to do something. And so there is another chapter here for you. And but the old one has to end first. There's like a cycle that's ending and it's coming to a close, but it's not quite here yet in the month of November. Okay, so just be patient for that. That is good news. I mean, it is a good message. Now, the tarot for the third house message is third house rules communication. It also rules siblings, brother or sister, anyone you would consider a brother, sister. It doesn't have to be blood relative. Could be stepsister, stepbrother, or in-law. Emotional loss means there's something missing here. Now, because of the way that this message reads, for most of you, this is going to be related to a sibling. Something is missing in their life, and they are going to work to fix it, to correct it, to bring it back in, whatever this is. This could be a relationship for some of them. This could be a job. This could be, you know, anything. And you may be on good speaking terms with them, and they may come to you and say that they're a little depressed because so-and-so has left, or they don't have something that they usually have, and they're sort of sad about it. Now, it's not like they're in a state of unconsolable grief. This card does not mean that. It's just a little sadness because something is off or something's missing. However, there's good news, because the angel card message is Omega, which speaks of a victory. So, you know, once they put in the efforts to fix this, I see it corrected, and possibly the correction could come very quickly, like in the month of November, as long as they're working toward it. Because this is great news here. Excuse me. All right, fourth house is your house of home. Wow. This is the Ten of Cups card. This also is the real estate card. So if anybody wants to purchase, sell your house, sell property, move, it definitely is here for you in November. If you're not looking for that, this does mean happy home life. That is an amazing message, especially right now, right? I love it. Now, sometimes your father or father figure could show up in the fourth house, and if that's the case, this is a great message too. He could be selling his home, or he could be experiencing this happy home life himself. Now, you did pull Archangel Uriel here, and Archangel Uriel is a big deal. Archangel Uriel is the angel of emotional and mental healing. If you have a relative that you live with, or maybe it is your father, you don't necessarily have to live with your father, though, because the father shows up in the fourth house regardless of whether or not you live with him, okay? Perhaps there has been emotional or mental instability. You can call on Archangel Uriel to help fix this for this person. You know, a lot of times I see when you hear people say that the mental health system does not work in this country, a lot of people think that that means, well, the person didn't get help, or they didn't get the right kind of help. The truth is, there's a shortage of help in this country. And anyone who's experienced that knows. So perhaps this person has been seeking help, is what the whole point is. They haven't been able to get it, or they haven't been able to get the right help, but they've gotten all the help that they could possibly get, all the help that is available to them at this time, right? And you call on Archangel Uriel, and that might be all they need, is that extra help from the other side. Now, sometimes what happens when you do this is you might see a small change for the better, but then all of a sudden they get a new doctor, or they get new insurance, which opens them up to a new facility to getting different mental help that changes everything drastically for the better, right? Either way, someone's going to get some help here in the month of November, and that could mean a happier family life for you, Taurus. Great news. All right, so this is very interesting here in your fifth house. Now, fifth house, you know, kids can show up in the fifth house. I can't rule it out in the fifth house. But typically I see it in the 11th house, which is what we would go through in the extended reading. If you have more than one child, you know, sometimes one shows up in the fifth house, sometimes one shows up in the 11th house. It just depends. But ordinarily, I read the fifth house as your social circle, your dating life, your fun. Fertility. Now, this is a pregnancy card. For some of you, this may mean that a friend of yours is going to get pregnant. And now, I have never seen a client pull this card in the 5th house and it mean pregnancy for her or him if you're coupled and a man, right? I'm not saying it can't happen because, let's face it, we're in 2020 and I feel like I'm going to look out the window and a pig is going to fly. So if that happens, send me a message, please. But so this could mean a new soul is coming in the form of a baby. Could mean that. It also could mean that it's a fertility card, and it's a card of planting the seed for manifestation. So for those of you who are looking for someone new to date, for some new friends, the universe is ripe for your input right now. This is you planting the good seed for what you're going to reap in the future. So it would be a good idea not to talk about how you can't find any friends or how you can't find anyone to date, because if you do talk about that, the universe is fertile now. It's hearing those words and you're planting those seeds for the future. So if you want someone new to have a friendship with, to have a romantic dating life, watch your tongue in November and only speak about what you want to happen, not what you don't want. Now, I'm saying I went through the whole baby thing. I laid the foundation for that pretty well. And the reason I did that in the 5th house, which I typically would not, is because we pulled the Sonia card here. This kind of reminds me of Sylvia Brown a little bit, which speaks about hello from heaven. So there's a message here from a deceased loved one. I bring you a message from this deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace. I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Now, for those of you that have had someone that's passed, either recently or they've been on your mind, then please take this message from that person. For others of you, this could be talking about a baby that's coming into this world either through you or through one of your friends, as I said earlier, or through this dating relationship, right? That is reincarnated from this deceased loved one. I have seen that happen before. It is kind of rare, though, to have a soul reincarnated so quickly. But it has happened, for sure. And it's happened to, I've heard it maybe a dozen times in the last 20 years I've been doing this. Okay, or studying this, I should say. 6th house. Now, this is the last house we're going to go through on YouTube. But before we go, I'm going to give you guys the 3 signs that are around you as far as relationship goes. 6th house, base chakra. So this is your work house. It's also your health. Now, base chakra says that you're not really feeling great right now. Maybe you have low energy. You're just sort of going through the motions. You're not having a lot of fun. I don't really like this house in your 6th house because it does rule health. Now, let me go back to this. I would definitely be doing yoga. If you're able to physically do that, ask your doctor if you're not sure. Because this chakra is blocked and it needs to be cleared out. You can also do that with a sea salt bath for those of you that do that. Now, although it does need to be cleared out, there's also something about divine timing here. Azure is here to say your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it to happen, right? So for those of you that are feeling sort of down in the dumps about your work, there is something beautiful for you around the corner, but it just hasn't quite arrived here yet. So look for it in 2021. Now, I am going to shuffle this deck, and we're going to look to see what signs are around the Taurus in their house of relationship in the month of October of 2020. Let's see what we have for you, my Taurus friends here. I always pull 3 cards when I do this. What do we have here? Oh, we've got Michael's. Okay, we've got Michael's and we've got an Ariel here. Okay, so this Ariel is the Pentacles or the Coins suit. So that means we've got earth signs that came up once. We've got cups and water that came up twice here. For some reason this card looked green, but it's actually blue on the camera. All right, so what signs are those? Water signs are Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And then the pentacle signs or the earth signs are Virgo, Capricorn, and another Taurus. So those are the signs that I see for you both physically and energetically. We're going to look at, in the extended reading, which will be in the description box below, your primary relationships, which also includes business partnerships for those of you that have that. We're going to look at your 8th house, which is your house of intimacy, which is very good news, by the way. It also rules taxes, contracts, legal matters, the source of your significant other's income. I like it very much. Your 9th house rules your school and also travel. Your 10th house, which rules your career and also your mother. Your 11th house, which rules your children and your best friendships. And the 12th house, which talks about the future, which manifests typically 3 months from now, will all be looked at in the extended reading. Thank you so much for being here, Taurus and Taurus rising friends. Many blessings to you.